on Saturday. Right, first of the two races we're looking at here, race number 7, Class 3, 1200 metres the trip. Wind Speeder heads the field. Ruinmeyer from barrier number 3 as he drops in class. Mighty Valor, Wagner Borges from 6. He should roll forward from there. Lifeline Vision, bit of money for him on debut. Finished behind High Rise Soldier at Happy Valley. Power Kept we're going with. John Size, Antoine Hamlin. He's on debut. He used to be trained by Charlie Hills in the UK. Super Wind Dragon gets up in trip. Trust Me, first up since mid-April. Speedy Mouse was good behind Courier Wonder last time out. Then to Killer B, who's 1.9 beaten favourites last time out. So he's on a bit of a recovery mission for Casper Founds and Joe Moreira. All right, so our first race here, race number 7, the 1200 metres sprint. As far as the speed is concerned, Tom, where are we looking at here? Who are the key runners? I think we're certainly looking at Mighty Valor. He certainly is a horse that loves to lead, and he is resuming here for Wagner Borges and Ricky Yu. So he's definitely going to be on the pace from gate number 6. He was up on the speed in his most recent trial. We've got Killer B going forward to Paul, but do you imagine Joe Moreira putting too much pressure on Wagner with Mighty Valor? No,
I think Wagner would want to hold the lead there on the inside. So I can't see Joe putting too much on him. He might try and slot in behind if the horse does go a little bit too fast, because he's quite a free runner, is Mighty Valor in front. Dublin Star should get a nice run just in behind there, and Speedy Mouse could be a little bit closer. He's drawn wide in his last couple.
Yeah, he hasn't been the quickest away in a couple of runs now with Speedy Mouse, so he's likely to end up somewhere midfield, and Andrew, I'm a single man towards the rear.
All right, OK, so that's the speed map, how it looks for race number 7. Killer B, though, most likely going to be our favourite. He'll be ridden by Joe Moreira.
Joe, Killer B, he won on debut and then you got on for his last run. What do you think of that effort?
I think it was a very good run. A little bit unlucky not to win that day. He was got just on the line, you know, and he put on a good performance. Unfortunately, he didn't win, but that is always another day.
How did he travel for you in the run? Was he a bit keen at times?
He was a bit keen, and that's a bit of a concern. So I'm sure Casper had good work around it to make sure that its next start it doesn't do the same. He feels like a very nice quality horse. He's such a big, strong individual, and I'd be very surprised if he goes and do not run a good race.
Since then, you've ridden him at the barrier trials. What did you think of his trial that day for you?
When I rode him at the trial, he found himself behind other horses, which was very good, so gave us a chance to feel how he would behave behind others. And then he kept on coming, improving, and finished off the trial very well. So I think we're looking good where he's at the moment in regards to fitness, and based on that trial, I'd be very happy with him.
Sounds pretty promising as far as Joe's concerned, Tom, and the form of the race has worked out well as well.
Certainly has, with the decisive 12 coming out and winning it to Sha Tin last weekend. So I think he's probably one of the horses that's going to be right up on the speed, as Joe mentioned. He's not going to put too much pressure on. Joe's going to be looking for that to cover, but I think he's the horse to beat in the race.
Yeah, just wonder how he's going to get that cover, though, because if he does go forward, he might end up outside the leader.
All right, it's Joe on Killer B with a killer pair of glasses as well. Namjong Singh's, Paul, what about him off the all-weather?
Yeah, look, he put a couple together in a row, didn't he? Then he was a little bit disappointing behind Fantastic Way, and then he's had this all-weather race. He ran on OK here. I just wonder if these horses like Killer B might just be a bit strong for him.
You saw in that opening part of the vision there, he was caught wide without any cover down the side, so he's covered a lot of ground, but to his credit, he's only been beaten 1 3/4. That was from gate 11. Alexi Bedell, who rode into victory a few runs ago, he gets back on board the horse. So you can see him in a tight enough finish here. He wasn't beaten overly far. I think Andrew had some excuses there with that wide passage.
All right, Killer B will be favourite, I think, but Speedy Mouse is going to be well in the market as well, Tom. He finished behind Courier Wonder last time out. He's a horse that's definitely making progress.
Yeah, look, I really like this horse, Speedy Mouse. Look, he didn't have any luck. You can see on the head on here, he lost momentum, and he looks like a momentum type of horse. He's drawn well. He's drawn wide at his last couple of starts. I think he can overturn the favourite. I just really like the way he hit the line. And this is a strong form race because Courier Wonder's there, and also Trillion Wind's come out and run really well once again.
You can see he had to come to the outside of All in Mind, but watch after the line. He's still attacking it, and I thought he finished off quite nicely there on that occasion, the Speedy Mouse. So he'd be the horse that I'd be inclined to certainly include in the Quinella or the forecast with Killer B.
All right, we've got a first starter here as well in the shape of Power Cup. He's big price at the moment. Tom, what have you seen at the trials though so far?
His trials have been okay, Power Cup, for John Size and Antoine Hamlin. A little bit slow out in that most recent trial, but I'd be happy just to watch him to see what he does first up.
Yeah, 1,090 pounds he is body weight, so he is quite fit leading into it.
All right, yeah, I called him Kurt. We're going with Cap, aren't we? But either way, I think you know who we're talking about. Paul, what do you like here then?
I think Speedy Mouse can overturn Killer B here. I think Killer B's going to be vulnerable late, and Speedy Mouse has got the best finish. He's got that real powerful finish. I just can't see how he can get cover unless something else takes it on, which we haven't sort of foreseen. So 9 to beat 11, Dublin Star, he's come out of a strong race as well, and Mighty Valor from the front. 9, 11, 10 and 3, but I do like the 9 and 11 Quinella.
Yeah, Quinella, a forecast there, whichever way you like. I'm with the Killer B on top, though. Liked his first up win, was good last time out. Hood goes on. He's on top ahead of Speedy Mouse. I think Mighty Velican still will be there at the end. He's a horse that likes to be up on the speed, and he'll give you a good sight. Namjong sings in the mix as well after that tough run. So 11, 9, 3 and 6.
All right, well, Killer B, best bet for me last time. We'll go in again, though, here, race number 7. Hopefully he can get the job done.